Hey Teaheads, this is Don from Mayleaf. Welcome to Chengdu in Sichuan in China. This sprawling metropolis is home to over 21 million people, making it the fourth most populous city in China and the western hub of this great country. This is one of the oldest cities in China with over 2,400 years of history, and baked into that history is tea, because Sichuan is the first place in the world where tea was cultivated. I'm here to explore tea culture, to head up into the mountains, to do tea sourcing and to learn more about Sichuan teas, but I wanted to spend half a day in Chengdu exploring some of the traditional tea houses in this great city, because Chengdu has a wealth of tea culture and so many beautiful tea houses. I wanted to see how they serve tea, but also soak up the atmosphere of Chengdu before I head up into the mountains. And I also want to see if I can find any modern interpretations of tea in this great city. So let's head out into Chengdu and explore Sichuan tea culture. Right, we're at the Herming Tea House. This is iconic, this is historic. You can't visit Chengdu tea houses without coming here. It's in the People's Park. It's beautiful, it's bustling, it's huge. There are people just hanging out, getting their ears cleaned. Like, I'm kind of tempted to get my ears cleaned, to be honest with you, because it looks like everyone's doing it here, whilst they're eating snacks and, of course, drinking tea in the traditional way, with a gaiwan, just straight from the gaiwan, drinking tea, and then they give you a huge thermos of water. Ain't no messing around there. And you can just fill up. I've got Ganlu, Sweet Dew, the historic tea of this area. And you just sip direct from the gaiwan and watch the world go by. They also do performances with long pots, which is kind of cool, if a little ridiculous. Just hot water poured from a giant spout into your gaiwan, but it's pretty amazing how accurate they are. And the tea is, it's good, nothing mind-blowing. It's a decent Ganlu, sweet, slightly frothy. Obviously, because it's being steeped in this gaiwan, and it's constantly being steeped grandpa style, you've got to keep filling up with the water in order to attenuate the bitterness in it. So you just add more water if it gets a bit bitter. And it's just a great way to pass the day. It is freezing, not freezing, but it's quite cold here. So not the best weather for drinking outdoors, although that's not stopping people from coming and drinking and eating and getting their ears de-waxed. Ooh, a little massage with the ear. Might have to do it. That guy looks like he's happy. Decided to do it. Wish me luck. Maybe we should start offering massage and ear cleaning at our tea house in London. Quite a combo. Sip tea, saw your ears out. There's a bit of wax that came out. Sitting on the tea house floor. I think we would do it slightly differently if we did it at our place. But yeah, the world sounds clearer. A great way to start the tea house excursion. It's a classic. It's an icon. You've got to come here. But we're going to move on relatively quickly, because drinking green tea out in the cold is not my idea of the best way to drink green tea, because green tea is cooling by nature, and so being out in the cold and drinking cooling tea, not exactly the best thing to do. So I'm going to try and find a tea house indoors. Okay, so we're at a modern style tea house now. This is called Focus on the Chinese Tea, although it probably has a different Chinese name. And we're going to be trying a yellow tea, but made from a bud and up to 2 leaves, so much bigger picking than the usual huangya, Mengding huangya, which we're used to. So I'm going to try a yellow tea made from bigger pickings, brewed by this lovely lady here. You see she's got all the Gong Fu wares. And here is the tea. Okay, so yellow tea, big leaf yellow tea. Good warming nature. Tastes like it's got a little tiny bit of a roast in it. Smooth, rounded, soft, very different from the green teas of this area. And I can see why yellow tea is being touted as the next big thing here in Sichuan. So smooth drinking, so easy drinking. Finish is a bit clean, nothing particularly amazing, but a nice warming tea makes me want to take off my jacket. I'm feeling it immediately, this warming sensation. So that place is very interesting because they're serving tea in a Gong Fu style, which is not traditional here. And they also had tea that was different. They had white tea from Sichuan, which I had never seen before. So that's an interesting new tea to explore. So it was a bit more innovative. I'm not sure about brewing yellow tea in Zesha clay because it tasted like a bit over brewed. It sort of lacked its vivacity, if you know what I mean. But it looks very pretty. I'd have preferred it if it had been brewed in a gaiwan. But, you know, I'm being picky. It was a nice tea. Nothing amazing, but it was nice. Okay, so we're in Quanchai Alley, which is a bit of a tourist attraction, but very important to see in Chengdu. Very old streets, lots and lots of people, as you can see. And apparently there's lots of tea around here, although I know how it works in these touristy areas. It'll be probably a lot of tea selling to tourists. Might not be the best quality, but still, it's a great atmosphere to check out. So let's go and see what tea they have to offer.
红茶、新茶的话要5月份之后才出来。绿茶都出来了吗？对，绿茶的话现在有2款，就甘露和石花，就是这款。出来了吗？这款的话是石花。
这是蒙顶茶里面的另外一个品种，叫石花。
Okay, so here we are at a tea house in the alleys, but it's a fancy posh one where they only sell their own tea from Mengding. And this is a tea which is called Mengding Sehua, which is Mengding stone flower tea. Reminds me of Juyeqing in terms of looks, but the dry leaf looks more flattened and it's been pan baked. Sort of, it has a little bit of a beany note to it, so it's got more of a warmth to it, similar to a Longjing, but just a little bit. But it's still got that Juyeqing Mengding brightness and fragrance. Really, really fragrant. Oh, I like this. It's warm. It's got a roasted, pan roasted note to it. It's been pan fried, I think, 3 times. And flattened in the pan, so it's got a little bean note to it that makes such a big difference to these kinds of teas, which can be a little bit raw in nature. Really, really nice. Again, my criticism is finish is a bit stony and a bit flat. Maybe that's why they call it stone flower. They also do a black tea. Is it black tea? Hongcha?
Yeah.
So they do a Jingjunmei style Hongcha. Sichuan Jingjunmei?
Yes.
Tongmu Jingjunmei? No. Sichuan Jingjunmei. So they're doing a Sichuan style Jingjunmei with buds. Yeah? Let me see. Okay. Smells very nice, very flowery. But I'm interested in this. This is very interesting to me. Look how the tea leaves are bouncing around at the bottom there. Always a good look. Always looks fancy, the teas in these tea shops. I'm sure it's expensive, but you can taste the quality in it. And yeah, it's nice. Again, just lacking the finish for me. But I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm getting that beany note, that flattened, roasted note that you get similar to Longjing, but lighter and just more mellow. Very, very nice. I've got to seek this tea out some more. So Sichuan stone flower green.
金波兰榆树爱因如子品茶，
碧潭飘雪，
觉得在这里之下呀，好
非常多的茉莉花茶、各种绿茶、毛峰、清晨茶、红茶。
Okay, so we're leaving the tourist alleys now. Really nice to see. Busy, vibrant, loads of people, lots of interesting things to see, but of course, touristy. The tea houses, well, there were so many of them there. Loads and loads, but they're all sort of selling the same things. You know, you've got your standard layout of all of the Ganlu and Juyaqing and jasmine teas, and they're always trying to get you to taste their fruity teas to try and make the sale. So that's what we're used to. That one tea house we went to that was a bit more posh definitely had the best teas that we could find there. But now we're heading somewhere hopefully a little bit more off the beaten track to see if we can taste something a little bit different or a little bit more substantial, less touristy. But yeah, it's nice to see those places. Okay, so we're now at Tianfu Art Park, a beautiful modern development here. Apparently they've thrown a lot of money at this place in Chengdu, and it is really, really impressive. Beautiful art museum nearby showing contemporary art. I'd love to go and see it, but I don't have much time. But we're going to go find an artsy tea house called Chichas Tea House. Chichas Tea House. I'm not quite sure how they want me to pronounce that. So let's see what they've got on offer. Loving the vibe here. Really, really cool vibe. A nice mix of modern and antiquity here. They're brewing the tea behind the counter. Beautiful, beautiful styling. This is where China really knows what they're doing, styling every single bit of teaware perfectly. But what does the tea taste like? So this tea house is a real mix-up. They're doing boiled tea, they're doing pour-over tea, they're using coffee machines for their tea. They've got traditional steeped tea in a gaiwan like this. So they're doing everything, a mixture of steeped teas, a mixture of boiled teas that are in these earthenware pots, boiled, and then using coffee extraction techniques as well. It's a whole mix-up here, but it's busy, it's popular, it's vibrant, and it's an example of experimentation of tea, which I absolutely love. And we try to bring some of these techniques to our tea house and try to come up with these techniques as well in our tea house, because tea is forever evolving. Yes, we like to follow the traditional styles, and yes, we want to learn the wisdom of the past, but why not borrow from other drinks like coffee? Why not play around, experiment to find other ways of extracting and making delicious beverages with this amazing leaf. So I've got here Mengding Huangya. Let's see what it's like. This is obviously the true test. What does the tea taste like? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's got the warmth. It's got that nuttiness to it. And key, as any of you who know me well will know, the key is it leaves my mouth with an amazing, sweet, like cooked down sugar sweetness. That is best tea we've had so far on our little sojourn around the tea houses of Chengdu. That's really good. And this place, I love it. I could spend the whole day just hanging out, tasting all of their different styles of brewing. Okay, last stop on the Chengdu Tea House tour. We're at this beautiful place, serving and specializing in Wui Yancha. Tasted some amazing Da Hong Pao, and we're being treated to some aged Da Hong Pao. They're pulling out the gold packets here. You can see some very, very special aged tea from the Tea Research Institute, and being brewed by masters, as always. This 15-year-old Yancha is truly remarkable. Aged, but still elegant. It's not overpowering. It doesn't have a high-fired taste. It's smooth, it's gentle, but strong. The chachi is real on it. You can really feel the energy on it. And the aftertaste is just so amazing. Plum, sour, sweet, flowery, moving to cooling, refreshing, leaves the most amazing scent in your nose. Really plummy, salted, sweet, sour, covering everything. And just that cooling nature of the tea. It's strong, it's got energy. It's a seriously good tea. Beautiful, beautiful tea house. And again, a different flavor of what tea drinking is like in Chengdu, from humming to the touristy spots, to the more modern interpretations, right back down to the Fujian traditional Gong Fu cha style. But it's all in one city, which is amazing, and a great way to end the tour.